What's good? This is Trey, and welcome to this presentation. The topic for today is how to fix your creepiness, right? If women are verbalizing that you are creepy, or if they're responding to you with signs of like disgust or like get away from me, or maybe you could just tell, you could just feel the vibe like, okay, this is obviously not going well, when you're interacting with women or talking to them. Yeah, if you're giving off that creepy vibe, this video is you're going to learn how to fix that. And once you do this, you won't experience women responding to you as if you're a creepy guy. Okay. So, why do some men come across as creepy and other men come across as sexy, even though they both could be saying the same exact thing? One of the things I've experienced when I used to go to the nightclubs a lot is I've seen I've seen good looking guys, because you have a lot of people who believe that it's all about looks, right? And so I'm about to tell you why I personally know without a doubt that looks, although it does play a part, it is not doesn't play a huge part in what women find attractive. Because when I used to hit the nightclubs, there were plenty of times where I've seen good looking guys approach women or even get approached by women, and then very quickly I see the woman walk away in disgust. Okay. And basically that is an indicator that they gave off some type of creepy vibe, right? Even though they were good looking, they were still able to destroy the interaction because they did something that, basically turned the woman off, right? And I've also seen the opposite. I've seen guys who aren't that good looking, like approach a woman, and then I see them, like the woman is like having a great time. She's all over the guy, very in her feminine energy. And there's a reason for that, right? It's very clear to me what that is. And basically the thing that creeps women out is when they detect that you are needy, right? When they detect that you are trying to take instead of give. Like your vibe is, I'm not happy, or my life is not going well, or I don't feel good about myself. Please make me feel good. Please give me validation. Please, you know, make me happy, right? That is repels women. Why? Because it's anti-survival. A woman is attracted to a man's survival value. And if a man is not doing well, right? Like he's not happy, he's not feeling good, right? He's, or life is just not going well for him, and he is giving off that vibe or communicating that subconsciously to a woman, she will be repelled by that because her attraction mechanism is seeking out men of high survival value. That means men who are doing well in life, men who are strong, powerful, confident, grounded, mentally and emotionally stable, you know, passionate, purpose driven, men who are actually making moves in life and doing something in life, surviving and thriving, right? A guy who is needy is the opposite of that. This is a guy who's clearly saying, hey, I'm lacking in self-worth, I'm lacking in confidence, I'm lacking in my ability to thrive in life, and I need you to fill that hole. And so basically you're looking to the woman, in a sense, you're looking to the woman to like be your mom or some shit, like, mommy, please, help me, I'm sad, or that's literally the vibe that's coming off. And you can try to hide it as much as you want, but she's gonna sense it, right? So this is the issue, right? If you thought it was your looks, if you thought it was your money, if you thought, no, it's neediness. And ask yourself, am I needy? Like, do I feel like I need a woman to be happy? Like, am I trying to get something from the woman as opposed to give something? Like, am I fulfilled and whole and happy and joyful and I want to spread that vibe with women? Or am I going out to meet women because I am sad or depressed or unhappy or, miserable, or my girlfriend just broke up with me and I'm sad, so I need a girl to, you see, like, that's neediness, right? And then if you are needy and you just stay in the you just give off friend zone vibes, that's okay. But if you try to display sexual interest or try to flirt with a woman and the foundation of your energy, your vibration, your emotional state is needy, she's going to be turned off, because you're literally telling her, I am anti-survival, but I want to mate with you. Do you want to mate with me? No, because she is literally designed to mate with a man who's demonstrating high survival. Okay? And she's picking up on this on a subconscious and emotional level. So you can't try to hide your neediness. Try it. It's not going to work, right? Even if you may be able to hide it a little bit, it's going to show up at some point and she's going to get turned off. So that's the guy who may get a girl's number, but then she flakes on, she stops texting him because through his the way how he's texting her, she can tell that he's needy, right? Or, maybe she just gave him a pity phone number in the first place, right? But you don't think you can cover that shit up. You can't. So you have to fix the neediness. The neediness will fix the creepiness. Attraction is not a choice, which also means repulsion is not a choice. So when you approach a woman and you're needy, she's going to be repulsed. She's going to be turned off by that. And it's not like she's choosing to be turned off. It's just like a subconscious automatic thing that's going to happen. Because you're demonstrating to her that you are anti-survival, that you're not doing well in life. So why would she mate with you? That would be not in her best interest. That would be out of her best interest to have sex with you. Why would she mate with someone who's not doing well with life, who's not doing well in life, right? So neediness repels women, and non-neediness or wholeness attracts women. So if you want to become more attractive, become more non-needy or become more whole. What does that mean? Whole. I'm more so talking about being self-sufficient, right? Like finding whatever you're trying to get from the woman, you have to find that within, right? So if you're trying to get love from a woman, you have to cultivate self-love. If you're trying to get happiness from a woman, you have to find happiness within, right? Find it within and then create a life, like express it outside externally so that you begin to create a life that is in alignment with that emotion, right? So speaking from my own experience, the reason I struggled with women for most of my life, especially in middle school and high school, was because I was lacking in self-worth, lacking in self-esteem and self-confidence. And so when I interacted with a woman, right away, she noticed that I was lacking in those areas, and I was trying to get my self-worth, my validation, my approval from the woman. And even if I wasn't trying to do that consciously, it was happening subconsciously, because my subconscious programming was, hey, I'm lacking in self-worth. Hey, I'm lacking in self-esteem. Hey, I'm not good enough, etc. So I could try to consciously pretend like I'm not needy or try to act cool, but she would see right past that. So that was my issue. So I was able to make the transition because I worked on that. Instead of me going and learning a bunch of pickup lines, I focused on building self-confidence, becoming non-needy, right? Falling in love with myself, learning to love myself, building my self-esteem, getting back to in touch with who I am, and being able to express that and actually love who I am, so that I could express that in my interactions with women. And that was very attractive, right? Wholeness is very attractive. When a man is self-sufficient and he doesn't need anything from a woman, and she senses that, he becomes very attractive, because now he's demonstrating survival. He's basically saying, I'm doing well in life. I don't really need you, but I want you. That's very attractive to a woman, because he doesn't really need me. He wants me like that. So he's choosing this woman. Like you're choosing her, not because you're desperate and life sucks and you'll just take any woman that can come. You actually don't really need her. You just find her physically attractive and you want to see if there's more to her. That's very attractive to a woman, right? Because now you're going to be qualifying her, and you're coming from a place of power as opposed to a place of weakness. So you cannot convince a woman that you're not needy with logic. You can't convince a woman that you're attractive with logic. You can't convince a woman you're sexy with logic. She's reacting to the emotions and senses she is experiencing while interacting with you. So basically, another way to put this is the way how you create attraction in a woman is through emotional communication. The neediness comes across subconsciously, and basically what that means is your subcommunication is what is triggering in her anti-survival. This guy is needy, do not mate with him. Subconsciously, that's what's happening. So that means that's below your awareness. You may be doing things, subtle things in your body language, in your tonality, in your eye contact, that is signaling to her in a very clear way that you are not someone she should be mating with, right? And so even if you told her, hey, but I'm a millionaire, or I just got a new Ferrari, or I get women all the time, or whatever, you could tell her all that stuff, but your subcommunication is telling her something else. It's telling her this guy is losing in life. This guy is miserable. This guy is depressed. That's what your subcommunication is saying, and that's what she's responding to, because that's more accurate than you trying to convince her otherwise, right? With your words or some type of bravado, right? So attraction is a result of emotional communication, not logical communication. So if you're the type of guy who's very logical and trying to logic your way into creating attraction, it's not going to happen. You have to become an emotional communicator, and that means you need to master your subcommunication, okay? Now, your subcommunication is basically based on the way you're thinking, the way you're feeling, and the actions you're taking, right? And this is like the lead up to the moment. So you can't approach a woman and try to like think, feel, and act differently. It's when you approach a woman, it's all the things you've been doing up until that point, right? So she's basically judging how you've been thinking, feeling, and acting prior to approaching her. You see what I'm saying? Because your subconscious mind is based on what's been programmed in you based on repetition. So what you've been doing consistently. So the way you've been thinking consistently, the way you've been feeling consistently, and the way you've been acting consistently is what's going to be displayed in your subcommunication. So in other words, you want to change your subcommunication, you have to work on becoming non-needy or becoming whole. And you have to like reprogram your subconscious mind to believe that you are whole. You are, you love yourself. You love your life. Life is great. You feel confident. You're powerful. You're strong. You have to program this into your subconscious mind, which means you would have had to have been doing this consistently, right? Because your subconscious mind is based on what you've been doing consistently, right? So if you consistently been, thinking negative thoughts and embracing negative emotions and taking negative actions, that's what's going to show up in your subcommunication. And your subconscious mind's 95%, your conscious mind's 5%. So if you try to override the subconscious with your 5%, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. 95% is going to beat 5% every time. So, what are some signs of a non-needy man, right? This is this is one of the ways you can determine if you're a needy versus if you're non-needy, right? So a man who's needy, when he interacts with a woman, when he interacts with a woman, he has a weak frame, right? Basically, he has the woman on a pedestal and he's walking on eggshells. He's basically doing whatever he can to make her like him, which, interesting enough, is actually going to turn her off because she's going to see that as weakness. Why is this guy walking on eggshells? Why is this guy, being so nice? Why is he, so careful and cautious around me? Like, why is he not just expressing himself freely and being a masculine man that does what he wants? So the man who is not needy, right? A man who is whole, he'd be a lot more dominant in his frame, very dominant and grounded in his frame. Like, he wouldn't just break character for any woman, He would stay in his character because he loves himself. He loves his life. So why would he change in the moment to make someone like him? Right? And he'd be dominant in his frame. And when I say dominant, I mean like mentally and emotionally. Like, he'd just be very secure mentally and emotionally. So he would come across as dominant. It's not necessarily like he's doing anything physical. It's just his vibe is just very, he's just very grounded in his vibe. And there would also be a sense of playfulness. So although he may be dominant in his frame, he would also be playful and light, because if he's truly whole and truly not needy, then he would be detached from the outcome. So although he may like the woman and think she's, cool, and he may have a good interaction with her, he can take it or leave it because he's already whole. He's already good. You know what I mean? Like, he's already happy. He's already fulfilled. So the woman, if he gets the woman, it would be an addition to his life, but it wouldn't become his life. You see what I'm saying? And then the needy guy, it's like he has no life. And so he needs the woman to like him, because if she doesn't, then he goes back to having no life. If she does, then she becomes his life. And no woman, wants to take on that kind of responsibility of being like your life. You know what I mean? And, if you do find a woman who takes that on, it's probably not going to be a healthy relationship. Not probably. It's not going to be a healthy relationship, because she's not going to be able to take on that type of responsibility of like being your all, So yeah, the way to fix their creepiness is to get rid of your neediness, man, and become whole and become grounded in your masculinity, mentally and emotionally stable and able to express your masculinity freely. So that is the solution to creepiness. Okay. Now, I literally just told you what you need to do, but if you need like more structure and more of like a formula to apply to get rid of your neediness in like a systematic way, and you want to become a grounded masculine man who can naturally and effortlessly attract beautiful women, you can go ahead and send me a private message and let me know that you've seen this video and you're interested in getting rid of your neediness and becoming a grounded masculine man, and you want to attract beautiful women. Or you could just comment attract below this video and I will reach out to you. Okay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.